Cyber-stalking may start off passive, with the stalker watching his or her victim's activities online. Then, cyber-stalking can escalate into unwanted online messages, threats, or vicious gossip spread via email or social networking sites. It can even turn into a real-life hazard. Crystal Shong, a local celebrity blogger and model, has been stalked not once, not twice, but thrice. The first incident saw a stalker peeping into her doors and windows at home and also leaving her gifts by the door. The second stalker stalked Crystal for several years. The last and third stalker actually followed Crystal home on the bus and followed her even after she rejected his advances. These stalkings are just an example of how cyber-stalking can manifest into something more serious, like a harrowing real-life stalking experience. Crystal told Razor TV her second experience of stalking was the worst.
At the traffic junction, really somebody just rushed towards me from the back and stopped me and asked for my name and asked if I was Crystal, and I said yeah, and he gave me a portfolio and he said, "This is for you."
In the portfolio were numerous photographs as well as watercolour paintings of Crystal. Some of the watercolour paintings were based on photos of Crystal that the stalker took when he stalked Crystal at her numerous modelling assignments.
He introduced himself and he called himself Alex, and he said, I don't know, he was just very awkward. He was scratching his head and his eyes were darting everywhere and he was fidgeting. Just said, okay, I go off first, then he ran off. He just ran off like that. I was quite indifferent at first until it started getting worse. And then after he started messaging me like incessantly and the messages got longer and longer and I didn't reply, I didn't entertain him and not a single reply. And then he started telling me that he loved me and all that. And he was like, "I love you, you idiot, can't you see that?" And all that nonsense. I didn't even know him.
How long did this drag on for?
I don't know, close to a year or something. Before that, he stalked me for like 2 years.
Oh. As in before you even knew?
Yeah, before I even knew.
And how do you know he stalked? And how do you know that he stalked you for 2 years before you were found?
Because he told me that he had over like 2,000 pictures of me. He said that, and he attached a few in the email, and one of them was me at the zoo watching the animal show, and it was a completely candid picture.
So you were there?
I was with my friend.
And not on assignment?
No, I was with my friend. We were at the zoo. And then after that, he sent me a picture of me watching the animal show. I was turning around and he snapped a shot of me. And that was in 2005. But I only got the picture. He only emailed me in like 07 or 08 or something. 08.
After that incident, the stalker Alex followed Crystal to another of her assignments, and this was what happened.
He came to another one of my IT shows one time and
this is after this incident?
Yeah, and he passed me a six page long letter, as in front and back, 6 pieces of paper. And he told me to meet him at the Suntec fountain after my event. He emailed me and he said, "I didn't see you at the fountain," and all that. And then after that he said he said he had pictures that he burned into a CD-ROM and he wanted to give it to me, and he asked me to meet him at this McDonald's joint, and that was near my house. I was very near my house already, and then I was like, this is getting out of hand because he's getting nearer, so I went to the police.
As it turned out, the stalker had once followed Crystal home on the bus and found out where she lived. The stalker also told Crystal that he would often loiter near her home in hopes of seeing her. Crystal reported the first 2 incidents to the police, and they advised her to ignore the stalker, as stalkers thrive on attention. But the stalker did not give up.
He just kept it up. And then one day I couldn't take it. I think I was in a bad mood that day, and he happened to email me. So I replied him one very long, nasty email. And he told me he'll go to Pulau Ubin, take leave and go to Pulau Ubin and isolate himself because he was so upset. He told me he wanted to die.
Crystal eventually decided to ignore the suicide threat. That was the last time the stalker tried contacting her. Now Crystal is always on the alert for stalkers. She only plugs in one earphone while listening to music, so she can always take note of her surroundings. If Crystal is walking alone and if she feels that someone is following her, Crystal would change courses immediately. For you guys out there who enjoy using social networking websites, do listen to Crystal's sound advice and start paying heed to your internet habits.
Yeah, from what I see, right, if you choose to blog on a public domain or whatever it is, and even though you are nobody, nobody reads your blog or whatever, as long as it's public and it's on the internet, anybody can have access to it, and I think that should be in everybody's mind. I always remember that and try to not reveal anything like my personal information and stuff like that. Yeah.